In a recent piece, the spotlight falls on WNBA icon Sheryl Swoopes in her controversial assertion that black individuals cannot be racist, a stance that ignited a heated debate on social media. Swoopes' comments were prompted by her questioning of University of Iowa basketball player Caitlin Clark's ability to break the Division I scoring record, which drew accusations of racism against her. However, Swoopes defended her stance, citing a defining moment in American history, the Kerner Commission's report of 1968. The Kerner Commission, formed in response to the racial unrest of the 1960s, provided a groundbreaking definition of racism. It articulated racism as not merely prejudice, but the amalgamation of prejudice with the power to influence individuals' lives in physical, economic, educational, and political spheres. This perspective emphasizes the structural power dynamics inherent in racism, distinguishing it from mere personal bias. The article delves into historical events, such as the Detroit Uprising of 1967, to illustrate the roots of the Kerner Commission's findings. It underscores the Commission's conclusion that white racism was a central factor fueling urban unrest, challenging prevailing narratives that blamed outside agitators. The piece further explores the implications of the Kerner Commission's definition in contemporary society, particularly in the context of police brutality, economic disparities, educational inequities, and voter suppression, all of which are identified as forms of institutional racism perpetuated by those wielding societal power. By framing racism as a systemic issue rooted in power disparities, the article argues for a nuanced understanding of prejudice and discrimination. It posits that while individuals of any race can harbor personal biases, racism, as defined by the Kerner Commission, requires the presence of structural power dynamics that perpetuate inequality. Ultimately, the article contends that Swoopes' assertion, while provocative, provides an entry point for a vital conversation about race and power in America. By challenging conventional notions of racism and highlighting the need for systemic change, Swoopes opens the door to a dialogue aimed at achieving restorative justice and addressing historical injustices.